Nice. Wasn't sure where that one was going, but right down the middle is where it was. Hey everybody, Paul here from Pretty Good Golf, and in this video I'm going to be comparing the TaylorMade QI35, the standard model. I did a test earlier where I checked the standard model, the max, and the LS, and the standard was the best for me for sure. Check that out, it's linked down below. I'm going to be reviewing this against the Titleist GT2. For the TaylorMade models, this standard is the closest comparison to the GT2, so let's see how the TaylorMade performs against the Titleist for an average or mid-handicap golfer like myself. So I will be hitting 10 shots, 10 good shots, reasonably good shots with each driver. Doesn't matter how many swings that takes. And I'll be comparing the data using the GC Quad Max from Foresight, so it should be really accurate and should give us a good picture of the QI35 versus the Titleist GT2. First up, 10 good shots with the QI35 from TaylorMade. That was way off the toe, but it's gonna come back and work all right. It's better. It'll work too. Man, this driver is pretty good. Didn't think that was a good strike, but the result was great. Nice. Really happy with that. Nice. Wasn't sure where that one was going, but right down the middle is where it was. Okay, two more. That should be a good one. So it took 13 swings, but I got 10 good shots with the TaylorMade QI35. Next up, Titleist GT2, and then I'll compare and see which is best for a mid-handicap golfer like myself. Okay, next up we have the Titleist GT2. These are both 9-degree drivers, so there's no difference there. Both got the Ventus Black 6S shaft, and not really much adjustability in here besides the weight at the back. For the GT2, I think it might be interchangeable, but this is just the standard weighting in there right now. So let's see how this one compares. 10 good shots, no matter how many swings that takes. I'll let you know how many at the end, but hopefully this stacks up nicely. I've never really hit a Titleist driver, so this will be new to me, and hopefully it goes far and straight. Okay, here we go. Right off the bat, it's got a more of a classic look to it. It's, instead of the carbon crown, it's kind of a shiny black. I think I like the way that looks, but I felt like I got some confidence when I was holding the TaylorMade that I don't have with this Titleist. It might just be because I've never hit one before, but here goes first swing with the GT2. That was off the toe, but it's gonna work out. Definitely found a strike pattern that's high toe. That one, it's gonna work, but man, that's almost on the crown. Better, still turning over quite a bit. I think that was lower on the face too. Good distance on this thing, wow. That's a good one. At least a better strike, I think. Yeah, that's going far for me. That's a better swing. Stay in, stay in. Maybe left the face open a little bit. Although I can get more speed with this club without trying, I'm having a really hard time keeping it on the fairway. That's 43 yards offline. There we go, that's better. Still, I think a toe strike, but the result's gonna be good. Okay, that's coming back. Again, toey. But I think this club doesn't mind that so much. That should be fine. A little bit of a fader, but in the fairway. Out there at least 250. Good enough. Okay, so there it was with the Titleist GT2, and it took me 17 shots to get 10 good ones with this club. I'm gonna chalk that up to me not really hitting a Titleist driver before, and I think I was toe hooking some of those as well. Like, I had a hard time getting the strike to move off of this toe quadrant. As soon as I exaggerated it and felt like I was hitting off the heel, then I started to get closer to the middle. So for me, that was the fix for the Titleist GT2. Let's check out the numbers and see which driver is best for the average golfer like myself. Okay, so first off, I will show you with all shots kept in. You can see I struggled hard with the Titleist GT2. I had dispersion, whatever part of the golf course I was on it. Left, right, long, short. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is that it took me 17 shots to hit 10 good ones on the course. I'm not going to be happy with that. The TaylorMade QI35 Standard only took me 13 swings for 10 good shots. Both of these have the miss hits in the data, so let's remove those so that we can have 10 comparative swings and actually compare these clubs in a manner that's not going to take my lack of skill into account. So here we go. Here is a much more representative comparison of the TaylorMade QI35 Standard and the Titleist GT2. I have eliminated all of the shots that were either more than 30 yards left or right, so hoping in a large fairway basically, or anything that didn't carry more than 240 is not really going to be representative of my actual golf swing and these clubs. So you can see here we had a ball speed difference. I was noticing a little bit more ball speed on the Titleist GT2 compared to the QI35, but if we look at the club data, that comes down to swing speed. For some reason, I was able to swing the Titleist GT2 1.5 miles an hour faster on average than the TaylorMade, but I was getting better efficiency out of the TaylorMade, and that's gonna come down to just a slightly better strike. The Titleist, like I mentioned, I was hitting it off the toe significantly. I struggled to get it back into the middle. The TaylorMade was in a more reasonable window there. So that's the club data, but back to the ball data, we see carry distance of 263. The Titleist was definitely longer than the TaylorMade for me. It had less spin, so an average of 2100 RPMs of backspin. Still about the same standard deviation, meaning spin changed 300 RPM from swing to swing, basically on average. The TaylorMade spun at 2600 RPM, which probably comes down to a little bit of that carry distance, but also is gonna help me keep that ball in the air on those toe strikes and hopefully keep it in the fairway a little easier. I definitely noticed the TaylorMade was easier to hit and easier to keep in the fairway. So although I'm giving up about 6 yards of total, I would still choose the TaylorMade over the GT2. I would be looking for a lot more balls with that Titleist. So for that reason, TaylorMade QI35 Standard is going to be the choice for me, and I would also suggest for the average golfer, because a little bit more spin, a little bit more forgiveness is going to help you score better, play from the fairway a little more, and keep you from losing too many of those expensive golf balls at the same time. So there we have it. There is an average golfer's comparison of the Titleist GT2 and the brand new TaylorMade QI35 base or standard, so not the Max or the LS. I found that I had more ball speed with this Titleist, but my dispersion was way worse with the Titleist GT2, and I think that comes down to a little more spin with the TaylorMade, a little more forgiveness, at least for a golfer like myself. If I was going for pure distance alone, I would choose the GT2. I was getting about 6 yards more carry, but at the expense of a lot more lost balls with that GT2. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you've tried them both and what your results were. I will respond to all the comments and answer any questions that you have. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit subscribe. And thanks again. See you in the next video.